I am aware that a lot of people are referring to the month of August as the last few days, but hey, I will take it as long as we are able to get through this year and have a clean 2025. At this time, that is the only important thing that I'm concerned about. This is a video that is quite intriguing to see. The song is 1 minute long, and I thought I wanted to play it. How the BRICS nations are now proceeding. The SWIFT system is not required to be utilized by them. Consequently, there are a lot of really good items in this collection, and we are going to discuss what the BRICS nations are doing in a similar manner now. It is not necessary for us to use the SWIFT system because we do not wish to be subjected to sanctions from the United States once more. Additionally, if the United States is sanctioning you, you are unable to transfer money using the SWIFT system. One of the most fascinating aspects is that, first and foremost, they are putting together a payment system that would circumvent the SWIFT protocol. However, how is it possible to accomplish this when there are 5 major countries, each of which has its own official currency? And one of the ways that they are accomplishing this is by maybe utilizing cryptocurrency to handle the transaction. This would result in the translation of their currencies into a single cryptocurrency that would then be utilized across the system before being reformulated. When it finally makes its way back into their country, I suppose it will be their own personal escape from the economic burden of dollars. All right, without further ado, punishments. Exactly, that is a major area of contention here. Following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the United States and its allies deployed approximately 11,000 troops. There were sanctions placed on Russia as well as on individuals within Russia, which resulted in their money being confiscated and locked up. Consequently, there are other BRICS nations who have taken a look at that and informed themselves, I do not want that to be me. In light of this, the BRICS nations are working towards the goal of de-dollarization, which means they are attempting to reduce the amount of dollars that are used within their ecosystems as well as their money. When you go out and buy a currency, for example, the Chinese yuan or the Brazilian real, there is a lot of fluctuation in those currencies, right? This is something that happens when you go out and buy a currency. Therefore, if you have $1 billion in the bank and it varies and it goes down by 5%, then you have right now lost $50 million. The sum is quite substantial. Because of this, you really need to be careful about where that money is going. And this is the reason why we are going to perform tokenization of assets and all of the other stuff. The BRICS nations, on the other hand, are seeking for an alternative to their own currencies that they could use to move money in and out of the system in order to redirect and stop utilizing the SWIFT system. This is because they are concerned that sanctions are beginning to germinate and that they will ultimately be implemented. Consequently, the United States will no longer have the authority to implement these penalties, right? It is true. Because first of all, they're all working on other payment systems. Just the other day, the German foreign minister stated that Europe requires an alternative payment system and that they might utilize cryptocurrency to do this. I am not implying that by large. I am referring to the fact that this entire alternative system is currently being developed. Although this is not science fiction, it has the potential to have a very, very quick impact on the dollar. Let's wait and see what ensues. Let's wait and see what ensues. Ever from the beginning of the previous few decades, many have been predicting that the dollar will be impacted. We are still present here. There is a lot of money being created, and I believe that we are printing too much money these days. The last 2 presidents, Trump and even Biden, have created a lot of money. The system is not being helped by this, but a new BRICS payment or NIPS in the digital currency sounds like it could be beneficial. To give you an idea of what it is supposed to look like, here are the BRICS countries: China, South Africa, India, Brazil, and Russia. On the exterior, you have the countries that make up the BRICS group. And then there is this brand new currency that sits in the center of all of them, right? Now, you are just. Do you see some of these countries connected to a company that goes by the name and bridge? In all honesty, however, what you are attempting to accomplish is to have a currency that is in the middle that can be traded for any other kind of currency whatsoever. Additionally, you are able to put your CBDC on this, on this kind of technology. Is that correct? And this is exactly what we are hoping will take place here. The major debates that took place about ISO and how, well, it's coming and everything is going to blow up are something that a lot of people remember. To be honest, I've already mentioned to you all that I do not believe ISO will accomplish much. However, there are individuals such as Paul, the model, and he is going to be discussing the implementation of ISO this year. Alternatively, banks need to treat this matter seriously this year and not wait until 2025. When it comes to ISO 2002, nothing happens. I believe that the most important measures are that, guys, it is going to take place. It is not going to be 2025, despite the fact that you may believe it is 2025 or that it is going to slide into 2026. It will be 2024. Problem. In addition to that, you really need to get yourself ready and you need to bite the bullet. If I were in charge of the situation, I would advise you to automate it, because if you don't, you're going to be performing a lot of work that isn't very productive. Moreover, that is not beneficial to you. Your clients will not appreciate it in any way. Now, I get that things sound ridiculous, but I'll be honest with you. To be sure, they are. And I'll tell you, if we were talking about email in the late 90s and you said to me, what are people going to use email for? I probably could not have given you the examples that is on everyone probably here, probably has a cell phone, probably has email on it, and probably has hundreds of messages that look nothing like postal mail or the messaging that existed in the late 90s. None of that was something I could have anticipated. In the year 2000, if you had asked me if the internet had sufficient capacity, I would have responded by saying that it most certainly does have a sufficient amount of bandwidth. Would it have been possible for me to have envisaged Netflix and video on demand? That is just absurd, isn't it? In the same way, the cost of bandwidth is excessively high for that. On the other hand, the internet enabled the cost of bandwidth to be reduced to nothing. In addition, if the cost of payments were to be reduced to zero, the world would be a different place. And I will discuss a few of the ways that this can be done. The only way to accomplish this is to make use of a cryptocurrency such as XRP. I concur with you that this is wonderful. As a result, CBDC's fiat currency is on steroids. The situation in Thailand where a CBDC is being used as a pretext for economic stimulus, the creation of billions of new fiat money out of nothing, and the implementation of the country's budgetary policy to airdrop free CBDC have all occurred. They are planning to proceed in this manner, as I have informed you. Due to the fact that they are going to provide you with free money, they are going to convince people to utilize digital currency issued by the central bank. I am aware that there are individuals who are claiming that I will never make use of it. Then I'll never make advantage of it. It is not going to be used by me until they tell me, here's $2,000 to sign up, simply click on this link. That 90% of you who have stated that you will never use it will actually click on it and get that $2,000. It is simply the way that individuals are wired, exactly. And a great number of people have a difficult time getting from point A to point B in their lives. Exactly. It's possible that you're living paycheck to paycheck every single month. And that is the reason you are here in crypto. You are looking for a way to increase your income or find a way to express yourself. On the other hand, this is the way life works. People will begin to use this new technology regardless of the negative things that they have heard about it, and this will keep happening. If it is not too much trouble, let's go to Thailand in the year 2023. A pilot program in Thailand was started in which individuals were given free money. It is essentially a bribe of $280, which is equivalent to approximately $10,000. However, a significant amount of money for the typical Thai person with a geofence that extends out to a radius of 4 kilometers and a 6-month expiration date on the money, they are able to spend the money based on the recent success they have experienced. What's more, they consider it to be a success. Apparently, they are interested in promoting Bitcoin, but I am merely attempting to demonstrate to you how they want to get people to use CBDC. This is most likely going to be the playbook that a great many of nations are going to use going forward. In addition, I believe that you are going to see an increasing amount of this in the future. In addition, it is highly likely that they will carry out a very similar activity in the United States. In case you can't believe it, they have already begun testing it.